Welcome to She Talks Birdie, the best podcast for golfers who want to play great. She Talks Birdie is for you, the golf enthusiast, who wants to discover how to play the game you love better, smarter, and more effortlessly. If that sounds like exactly what you need to take your game to the next level, then I'm so glad you stopped by. My name is Dr. Shannon Reece, and in each episode, we'll take a look behind the curtain in your mind to uncover the simple mindset strategies that will help you play great. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Now let's get started. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Shannon Reece, your host, sports psychologist, and founder of Training for Optimal Performance and the Mind Game Academy. I've had the great pleasure to work with golfers of all levels for well over a decade, and with athletes in a variety of other sports since 1994. Oh, what an amazing journey it has been. And on this podcast, I'm so excited to share some of my best mental game training tips that have helped so many golfers transform their games for the better. This podcast is for you if you really love and sometimes hate the game of golf. If you're looking for targeted ways to improve your game. If you know that the mental side of the game has an impact on your score, but might not be sure what some training in the right places could do for you. If you've been struggling with consistency, confidence, focus, trusting your swing, nerves, pressure, playing with others, or perhaps all of the above, or if you'd just like to have a lot more fun playing. Did I check any of your boxes? I created this podcast for you. My goal is to provide you with simple, actionable tips you can easily apply to your game so that your mind starts working for you and not against you. This is the first step to being able to play great more often. If this sounds good to you, then you're in the right place. I love getting to personally know my audience members. I'm going to take just a few minutes to tell you a bit more about me, and I hope you'll consider leaving me a comment to tell me a bit about you, your game, and where you need help. In my youth, I was a competitive figure skater, so I'm no stranger to the mental and physical rigors that come with a challenging sport. For a stretch of 7 years, I trained at an elite level which included 6 hours of on and off-ice training 6 days a week. Discipline and time management were essential skills in order to balance my training and the demands of maintaining a high GPA in school. As strong as I was becoming year over year, my biggest weakness was my mind, specifically in competition. No matter how hard I trained and how well I executed my jumps, spins, and footwork sequences during practice, during my 3.5-minute program in competition, when I needed to shine, my fear of making a mistake would take control and I'd choke. At the time, I didn't have a sports psychologist to help me understand how my thinking, not my technical skill, was holding me back. As a result, I just kept trying to perfect my technique. This is the exact same way golfers can get stuck in a rut in their game. It wasn't until many years later in graduate school that I discovered how to leverage the power of your mind to unlock consistent high-level performance. And it's so simple. I had the blessing to study under Dr. Bob Rotella and other great professors at the University of Virginia for my master's and PhD degrees. And since then, I've continued to hone my skills and methods, resulting in a proven formula to help golfers tap into their best game. I can't begin to tell you what an amazing journey the last nearly 3 decades have been as I've watched hundreds of juniors, club members, college and professional athletes transform their games by changing the way they think about their performance. What seemed impossible has become real. Roadblocks for my clients have been replaced by systematic roadmaps to success. And hard work is now being rewarded with better scores and an ever-growing love of the game for those who have committed to applying the mental game strategies they've learned. Success is within your grasp too. It can be yours when you commit to learning how to use all the tools in your bag. This podcast is a great first step in the direction of transforming your game. You won't find any tips on how to perfect your swing, but I promise to share my best strategies that you can use both on and off the course to train and leverage the best asset that directs your swing. I'm talking about your mind. The simple truth is that you've got to think great to play great, and I'm committed to teaching you just how to do that. So consider subscribing to the She Talks Birdie podcast on iTunes so you don't miss a single strategy-rich episode. I'd love to have you in my subscriber family. Now put on your favorite golf cap and let's dig into improving your mindset. The great news is that you can see improvement without having to change a single thing with your swing. Let's get started.